It's a College World Series champion standing next to me, Kevin Kramer, the third baseman out of UCLA. Sam Levitt here with you, as always, on the Firebirds Extra pregame show. And Kevin, first off, you're a national champion. How does it feel?
It's pretty unreal. You know, it hasn't really sunk in yet fully. You know, after the summer, when I take some time off, I think it'll sink in a little bit more. But it's awesome. It's been an awesome ride. You know, it was an incredible experience going through the playoffs in Omaha for the second time in 2 years. So to be a national champion, you know, it hasn't really set in fully yet, but so far it's been a pretty incredible experience.
UCLA, of course, had a great season, obviously. Take me through the College World Series and the postseason. What was the ride like?
Like I said, it was incredible. You know, we just got really hot, and you know, any team that gets hot in the playoffs is a force to be reckoned with. So, you know, going through our regional and then beating Fullerton in the super regionals, that was pretty thrilling. You know, we had a lot of fans there. Fullerton had a lot of fans there. It was a pretty intense series. So that was awesome, beating them on their field. And then going to Omaha, whenever you get to Omaha, you know, it's always a feat in itself. But, you know, we told ourselves after last year's loss to not be satisfied and to still make it a business trip and to go out there and, you know, maintain our goal and reach our goal of winning a national championship, and that's what we did.
What was it like when you got back to California and celebrated with your fans?
It was a big whirlwind, to say the least. You know, we got back on a Wednesday, and then we had a celebration at the field on Thursday, and then following that, we had a celebration at Dodger Stadium on the field by the Dodgers. So that was cool. They set us up pretty good, and then a couple of guys and I went to the Sports Center edition late night. So that was cool as well. So it was a cool experience. You know, not much rest to be had there, but you know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So.
Once again, Kevin Kramer, the national champion, joining me right now on the pregame show. In addition to your team's great season, you had a great individual season as well. Led the team in batting for most of the season. How did it really all come together for you this year? I mean, what did you really improve on?
I wouldn't say I improved on one thing any greater than any other. It was just, you know, trying, and as baseball players, we're always trying to be consistent, and that's the biggest thing. I'm still looking to be even more consistent than I was last year. You know, I think last year was a tough year. You know, kind of up and down all year. Started off hot, kind of got, you know, cold, really cold, coldest, and then I kind of bounced back. But you know, it was a good year. I take more pride in my defense than anything, and I feel like we had a really good defense this year. But you know, as a player, it was just trying to be more consistent, and that's something that you're always working on. So, you know, for me, I don't think I did anything that was spectacular for the team. It's just all of us contributed as a whole team. So I think that's the most important thing about our team this year.
David Berg, your closer this season, he had simply an incredible year. The consecutive game streak, everything about it was just simply fantastic. He was supposed to come out to Orleans, decided to go join Team USA instead. What were your thoughts about him? I mean, what were the guys saying about him as he just had such an impressive and unprecedented season?
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great baseball player, and he's a great closer. That's really all you can say about him. He works hard. He deserves what he gets. You know, we wish we had him out here, but you know, he's representing our country, and that's the greatest honor you can possibly have. So, you know, he had a great year. He trusted our defense. You know, it's pretty easy playing behind him because he either, you know, he gets a lot of ground balls or he strikes them out. So, you know, he can really make it interesting sometimes, but he always comes through in the clutch. So he's a clutch guy, and he showed that this postseason and throughout the whole season.
Now, off the diamonds, and we'll go on to the gridiron. You were a big high school football player. You threw for touchdowns. You ran for touchdowns. How much do you miss it?
Yeah, I definitely miss it. You know, it's a different experience. You know, it's more of a thrill. You know, Friday Night Lights there's nothing like it. But in the end, baseball is like my first love, and you know, football's awesome, and I'm glad I played it while I did. But you know, there wasn't much of a future for me, I don't think. You know, as a 6-foot quarterback. So, you know, I'm glad I played it, and I had a great time with my buddies, and you know, it was really cool. I'll always remember it, but you know, baseball's where it's at for me. So.
You're a Northern California guy. Kelly Nicholson, the head coach here for the Firebirds, is a SoCal guy. We always hear from Kelly about how he gets in touch with these different players, how they end up on the Cape here in Orleans. How did you get here? I mean, was Kelly, did he come find you? How did you eventually hook up with Kelly, and was it a California connection, and how'd you end up here?
I think our coaches back at school at UCLA do a good job of setting us up for the summer, and they have connections all over the place. And so with Kelly being close to UCLA and in the vicinity, my coaches set us up pretty well for that. So me being from NorCal and Kelly being from SoCal, I'm obviously down at UCLA, and a lot of SoCal guys are at UCLA as well. So there's a lot of connections there. So I'm grateful to be out here. It's been a cool experience so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the summer.
Finally, Kevin, you had as successful of a college season as one can really have. What are you trying to work on here in the Cape, both mechanically, mentally? I mean, what are you trying to really work on as a baseball player?
Like I said, just being more consistent. I think any baseball player, no matter what level, how good they are, they can always be more consistent, and that's the biggest thing. I want to shore up some issues mechanically with my swing and staying more balanced, and I'm sure me and Benny Craig will get after that here coming up. I haven't had too much time with him so far, but I've heard a lot of great things about him. And then just to keep it going defensively, I'm probably going to start working a little bit at shortstop, early work and stuff like that. I don't know how much I'll play in the game, but that doesn't affect my work. It's wherever they put me defensively, I feel like I can do a good job, and just to be more consistent, have a good time, make a lot of friends, and go out there, compete, and see what happens. That's all you can really do.
Well, he's the national champion, has a championship ring on his finger, and as always, Kevin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That was Kevin Kramer. I'm Sam Levitt, sending it back to Kevin. More Firebirds pregame coming up after this.